All right.
Let's get started.
Question 1. Take 1. I was probably the most scared in university. This was before I watched horror movies at all. It was before I really got into it, and I was in first year and all of my friends wanted to have like a horror movie marathon. And I reluctantly agreed and I was like, sure, you know, it's with all my friends, I can handle it, it's fine. And we were watching at one of my friends' dorm rooms and it was 2 single beds. And the thing with the single beds, they like folded up so you could like store stuff in them. It's gonna come into play later on in the story. So we decided to watch all of the Saw movies. So we got through the first movie, fine. I was a little bit rattled. I was like, okay, that was a lot, but I'm here for it. We're having fun. We're about 20 minutes into the second movie when I kind of feel something like touch me. So I'm sitting up against the bed, like on the floor, and I feel something touch me and I look up at my friend and I was like, yo, don't mess with me. I'm scared. Please don't. I'm gonna literally pee. And he's like, no, I swear to you, I'm not doing anything. Like, I swear to God. And I was like, okay, fine. So the movie starts to progress a little more and I feel something grab me and I'm like, I look up and I'm getting mad. I'm like, can you please stop? I'm actually gonna leave if you keep messing with me. He's like, I swear to God. Like, he moved to the end of the bed. He's like, I can't touch you. I swear I'm not touching you. I was like, okay. Movie progresses. Literally, I get grabbed. I turn and I see a hand coming out from under the bed. I full on panicked, cried, screamed, collapsed on the floor. It was my friend's roommate who the whole time had been missing. They had said he was in the library and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. He had been hiding in the bed for almost 2 hours in order to scare me. It was the worst. I was so angry. I refused to sit on the floor ever again by those stupid beds. And then I became paranoid that someone was going to be under my own bed. It was the worst. I'm still mad about that. Like, I still know, like, I don't even talk to the people specifically who did it, but I know, I remember you, and I'm sure I don't know if you'll see this. F you, Dustin. I'm still traumatized. That was rude.
Shit. I guess when I had 4 exams at the same day at college.
I think this one is easily sometime on the 401, just driving along real comfortable, relaxed, and, you know, some idiot as always almost causes an accident, forces you to reevaluate your life choices, thinking, hey, I'm gonna die, and that's it. In the car, gonna need the jaws of life to get me out of here. I'm gonna be human toothpaste. Yeah, that's a scary feeling.
I actually don't have that many memories of being afraid of anything at all, so I suppose I will say when Donald Trump was elected president, that's pretty scary and is, you know, a living nightmare for most. So yeah, let's go with that.
The most prominent memory of me being, like, terrified was after I watched Sinister for the first time. It was back when I was living with my parents, who lived in, like, just outside of town. And then my friend, like, I watched it over at my friend's place, and they were in another town, and they were like a 10 to 15 minute drive apart from each other. So we watched it at night. It was pitch black. There were clouds in the sky. There was no natural light at all whatsoever. And I had to work in the morning, so I could not stay the night at my friend's place. So I had to drive alone in the dark. And when I mean dark, I mean there are no, like, highway street lights, okay? After you leave one town, you get nothing but the darkness of the Highway 2, like, county roads, and the trees and bushes and darkness of the forests surrounding your vehicle. It's the longest 15-minute drive of my life. I swear I didn't, like, I white-knuckled that drive. Oh boy! I definitely did not sleep that night either. Sleep was not a thing. I had to like chug like 3 energy drinks that morning to get through that day, if I remember correctly. It was a lot.
If I had to choose a time when I was the most scared, I'd probably say when I saw Paranormal Activity in theaters. Yeah, that sucked. Had my hoodie over my eyes the entire time.
I guess I was around maybe 11, 12. I usually spend summers in my cousin's place in the Philippines. And it was very early in the morning, sun was up. There's this thing called procession. I can't remember if it's actually called that in the Philippines, but it's just like mostly a bunch of old women wearing veils. And there's like a statue of the Virgin Mary. They're walking the street and they're just like doing this prayer thing and like a chant. So waking up very early in the morning, peeking out of the window, sun's barely up. I just see a bunch of old ladies in veils carrying a statue of the Virgin Mary. Like, even though it was just prayer, it sounds like chanting, and it actually freaked me out. God damn you, Catholicism.
What's your best Halloween memory? Okay, so my best Halloween memory is actually one of the best. I have a lot. I love Halloween. I do a lot for Halloween every single year because this is my favorite time of the year, spooky season. But it was, I believe, I think it was 2015 or 16. I can't remember. We recently moved to the city, my boyfriend and I, Cody and I. And we went to go and see a live stream event for League of Legends World Championships. And it was dope. They had like merchandising, they had a cosplay contest that I didn't know about or else I definitely would have entered. And they just live streamed it in like this huge auditorium and it was really, really cool and I loved it. It was over by, I believe, Exhibition Place, one of the auditoriums near Exhibition Place, but it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And then later on that night, because it was a full day thing, we like woke up at like 6 a.m. and we took public transit because we didn't have the car at the time. And then like all the way tonight, we went to a live action / showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show at one, I think it was Franklin Theater? I don't know, I might have that wrong. It's an older theater, downtown Toronto, one of the classic places. Let me see my blue finger. And it was the Rocky Horror Picture Show movie showing on the screen in the theater, and then down below there was a live action like musical play cast who reenacted it in succession with the movie, and it was really cool because they did the traditional, the water guns, throwing the toilet paper and stuff like that, tossing popcorn. It was a mess, but it was so much fun, and it was such a great experience, and I will never forget it for like all of my life. It was perfection. I loved every moment of it.
So I remember I was in California for the first Walking Dead haunted house thing at Universal Studios Hollywood, and that was pretty neat. That was a pretty neat deal there.
We do not celebrate Halloween, but when I was like 19, in New Zealand we went to, I believe it's called Spookers. It was a ex-mental health hospital, and they built a cornfield, they built just a forest. It was an attraction park. So we were running around in the cornfield and there were guys with the chainsaws. It was pretty fun.
Funny enough, I also don't have a lot of those either because when I was younger, my parents didn't believe in celebrating Halloween, so they cut that idea out of my life pretty quickly. But I do remember one time, before they cut it out, I went trick-or-treating when I was like 4. So that was kind of fun. I think it was really, really cold to what I recall. And so I must have trick-or-treated at 3 houses before the night was over. So yeah, one time I went trick-or-treating, my favorite Halloween memory.
As a kid in the Philippines, we don't celebrate Halloween, but we do have this thing called Day of the Dead. It's when you hang out with your relatives at a cemetery, and it's just to pay respect to your lost loved ones. And it's usually a fun time with me and my cousins. We just kind of run around the cemetery hoping freaky things would happen, but nothing ever does. But yeah, that's kind of our Halloween there.
My best Halloween memory would probably be when I was a kid. Me and all the kids in the neighborhood that I was friends with, we all dressed up and went trick-or-treating, got a lot of candy. I mean, nothing beats going out and getting free candy, right?
What is your favorite Halloween costume? It's gonna have to be when I was a little kid. I was a Ghostbusters ghost. I told my parents I wanted to be the Ghostbusters. They went to like Byway or whatever it was back in the day, and they picked me up a costume that said Ghostbusters, but it was like a ghost. So I'll send the picture, but it wasn't like the backpack and the overalls. No, it was just I was a ghost, some random Ghostbusters TM ghost.
So my absolute favorite Halloween costume that I have ever made myself, and mind you, both of these are going to be from before I actually was into cosplaying, so it was very new to make my own costumes. I really had like no skill. And I have it prepared, when I was a Silent Hill nurse. So I actually paper maché'd this, it's rock solid. I paper maché'd this onto my face. So I literally wrapped my entire face in a plastic bag. Like, I don't recommend doing this, very unsafe. Poked little nose holes, put straws in my nose, and then paper maché'd my entire head in order to make this. It turned out super awesome. It was the stupidest choice because it was impossible to eat or drink at the Halloween party that we were throwing. This was in 4th year university. We were throwing a party. I couldn't actually participate at the party for the most part without having to take off my mask. So all the effort, I still love it. It's still like durable as heck. Now I've gotten like real photo shoots in this thing, and I'm still honestly the most proud of making this guy. Love it.
I'll do my favorite original Halloween costume. I was going through my peak elementary school anime addiction. Okay? This was like grade 7 or 8. I don't fully recall which one. And I somehow managed to convince my mom to try and do a rendition of a cat half-demon dark priestess. Yeah, that's right. It was completely original. My mom looked up so many photos to try and like bring this to life. She had no idea what I was referring to, like at all. Because my mom does not watch anime. She just kind of listens to me talk about it, but like has never actually seen anything. Because it was a mixture between like half demon, like Inuyasha, but like cat version, and then like dark priestess because I was going through my vampire night phase. Listen, we've all been there, okay? So yeah, that was a really, really interesting one. That one was dope though. That was fun because people were trying to guess what I was and they just couldn't get it. And I'm pretty sure they thought that I was a devil worshiper when I came knocking on their door trick-or-treating as a child.
My most favorite Halloween costume, I don't know, the really detailed ones, like something like along the lines of like cosplay and just like, really in deep like theatrics, go big or go home.
I suppose my favorite Halloween costume was that one time when my partner and I went to Walmart. And it was probably like an hour before we had to show up at a Halloween party. And we remember seeing these like $5 Kikoman soy sauce t-shirts, so we each bought one. And then I bought myself a red toque, he bought himself a green toque, and we went as regular sodium and low sodium soy sauce.
The Soviet Revolution outfit?
Again, we didn't have Halloween in the Philippines, so the first time I actually put on a costume was, I guess, 15 or 16. Me and my friends, who actually also never put on a costume, we decided to go trick-or-treating, and we decided to do versions of Sting, WCW, when he looked like the Crow. And we did different versions of that, and that was pretty cool.
You're dead. What location do you decide to haunt? I would haunt a theater. You get a variety of people coming through. You get the regulars, the staff, okay, which they would know you probably. They probably get to know me. I'd be like, hey, boo. Hey, how you doing? Making that popcorn, so tasty, and kind of like mess with them a little bit, but like harmlessly. I'd probably go more in on the patrons, on the customers going into the movie theater, especially like imagine haunting a movie theater of like a poltergeist themed movie. Come on. You can't tell me that wouldn't be fun.
So if I was going to haunt somewhere, it's a tie, for sure. I would want to pick a place where I can get some good scares in, and I'll be entertained by things that are not scaring people. So, follow with me here. Number one, like a haunted attraction. So, Halloween haunt, like Wonderland specifically, because then I can go on the rides during like the summertime and the fall. I get to do the Halloween haunt. And then I can actually be a ghost scaring people in a haunted thing. Because then they'll be like, oh my god, that was so scary. Did you see that lady? And then half the people will be like, no, I didn't. You know, you get what I'm going with. Or, even better, a movie theater. A haunted movie theater would be so amazing, because then, I get to watch all the movies that I want to watch, and I get to scare people during a scary movie, which I think would just like up the scare factor of every single movie. So I think that would be really, really fun. If I was stuck somewhere for eternity, I want to be entertained. Who doesn't?
Well, if this were the 90s, I would have said some sort of popular arcade in the city. But since all arcades are dead, you gotta think of a place with longevity. What's gonna be around for a while? So how about this? A bar near a, like, natural monument. Like, I don't know what, but like the Grand Canyon, or something in Europe. I don't know, something that'll last a while so you won't be alone. Like a bar there, a nightclub near there, someplace that's always... Oh, Niagara Falls. There you go. I would haunt Niagara Falls. Maybe one of the haunted houses. You know, just bring some reality to them.
That one's an easy one. I would definitely haunt Babies R Us, because I think that would be really funny to with new parents who are trying to shop for their baby. I'm an evil bitch.
If I was dead, I'd probably haunt a movie theater. Because, I mean, why not? You get to watch free movies all the time. I don't know. I don't want to be a dick and haunt some little kids. Oh, I can't swear. Oh well. But yeah, you get the gist of it.
Japanese bathhouses.
Probably haunt, I guess, wherever I died, right? That's kind of the unwritten rules, I guess. Ghost haunts where they died. So I guess wherever that place is, I'm just gonna make it legendary by haunting it.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Overlook Hotel. Reason for that being, Dr. Sleep, Danny actually captured all of the spirits. So like they're not haunting the hotel anymore. So like that's an easy answer, because it's just not a haunted hotel anymore. Now it's just a really beautiful hotel with like some really trippy carpet and like some nice elevators and a maze that somebody might have died in. So like maybe it's like again haunted because somebody died. No, I don't know. I'll still take the Overlook Hotel because it is gorgeous and beautiful. I just probably wouldn't want to be there in the winter, just straight up, because I hate the snow and I want to be able to do the maze in the summertime. So Overlook Hotel for sure.
I, at this point, would choose anything over anything that has to do with The Shining, so I would spend my night at in a cabin at Camp Crystal Lake.
I'd go with Camp Crystal Lake, I guess, because the antagonist is still technically human. All I have to do is hit them first. If you think that I would not go down without a fight, you are very mistaken. I would be finding anything and everything to kill that mofo first. It is survival of the fittest. And it's actually cool because I have survival instructor training from way back when in Air Cadets, so like I can survive out in the woods. I could travel, I could just run the frick away. Sure, there might be like wolves and coyotes, but they're less scary than whatever the heck would probably be chasing me. And like in terms of like why I would not choose the hotel, there's something about the possibility of like a loop, like a hotel loop where you can, like, you literally cannot physically leave. Almost like, oh crap, what's the game called? It's based off of Silent Hill. It's the one where you're stuck in a house and you're on a loop and stuff like that. There's another one with like an apartment, and they're video games and they're really cool and they're fantastic. But it's terrifying. It's a terrifying concept of just being stuck in a building. I like the opportunity that I can leave. Or try to leave.
Overlook Hotel. Definitely Overlook Hotel. Pretty cool. If you've seen Dr. Sleep, I actually don't even remember. Whatever. Overlook Hotel. Definitely Overlook Hotel.
Do you know Overlook Hotel?
Me?
Yeah. Camp Crystal Lake. I'd probably rather spend a night there because I don't know the other one.
In a hotel. Hotels are cool.
I go between these two. I don't want to be doomed for eternity, so I'm leaning towards Camp Crystal Lake. Then again, dying brutally, not the best thing. Maybe the Overlook Hotel, but I try to like grab a bunch of blankets from the hotel and create like some sort of tent where I can sleep outside, like in the hedges. No one will bug you. I don't think so, unless that labyrinth is haunted too. Then I'd be in trouble.
What is your favorite Halloween costume from when you were a child? I guess that one time I went trick-or-treating, I was a serial killer. So like cereal box and a knife. Classic, right? Everyone has had that costume, I'd like to think.
It's kind of embarrassing, but yeah, since no one really liked this movie, it's kind of weird to say, but yeah, one of my favorite costumes growing up was the Robin from the George Clooney Batman Robin films. Chris O'Donnell, I think it was. Yeah, I had a weird plastic mask of him in his Robin costume. Apparently I wore that for 2 years in a row, so.
My favorite costume as a kid was Sailor Moon. I loved Sailor Moon so much that I actually dressed up as her twice. This was, thanks to my mom, who did her very best to make me a Sailor Moon costume, as you'll see in the photo we're gonna provide. I was not so happy about wearing a wig. For some reason in my little child brain, I didn't think I was gonna have to wear a wig in order to be Sailor Moon. So the next year, when I wanted to be Sailor Moon again, we did pigtails, and it was okay, because obviously I'm not blonde. We didn't really do the most for the costume, but it's super duper cute, and I love my little poses from all of the photos. I was like doing like the Sailor Moon little, like, I don't even know what it was anymore. It was like this, I don't know what it was. But I was doing all the poses and all the photos. I was so into it and so proud of my costume.
The Soviet outfit?
I would probably say my favorite childhood Halloween costume was that time when I dressed up as a King Cobra ninja. Yep. King Cobra ninja. I was the only girl to dress up as a King Cobra ninja. Everyone else were either like Disney princesses or like Britney Spears, like pop stars, glitter, and I was over here like with my katana and my nunchucks, and I was like, King Cobra ninja.
What's your favorite Halloween costume from when you were a child? I think I covered that. Unless there was another one. Can't really think of another one.
Never really had Halloween as a child, like I said before. There was this one time our neighborhood tried to do one because we knew of Halloween, but we tried it once. I don't remember what my costume was. Hopefully I find a picture, but that was the once and only time we kind of did Halloween. We tried to do Halloween, but no one really cared for it.
Yes, but why? Free housing?
Maybe. The answer is maybe. It's going to be contingent on a bunch of things. So it's going to be really dependent on who am I with, what are we allowed to bring, and like what type of haunted is it. So are we talking like multiple ghosts? Are we talking like creepy children? Like where's is the house itself doing stuff? Like what's the haunted part? Because I feel like if we're talking like some Bly Manor, Hill House type of situation where it's like multiple spirits haunting one place, I probably wouldn't be down. But if it was like one ghost of something that like we know kind of the story of the ghost, so we know why they're there, kind of who they go after, that sort of thing, I feel like I'd be more inclined to do it, because then it's like, you know, maybe I could help the ghost, because like maybe this ghost in particular like only kills men, so it's like I'll go with my girls and it'll be like a fun scary time. It depends. And then am I allowed to bring like protective gear, so like whatever would fend off said ghost or creatures or whatever it is that's haunting this particular house? It depends is the short answer, if you want to just put a short answer, Lou. It depends. What kind of haunted are we talking?
I would not spend a night in a haunted house. I'm a huge wimp.
Yes, I would spend a night in a haunted house as long as I'm with a bunch of people. Because by myself, never. Because if I die in a haunted house, we might as well all die. Friendship.
Yes, I think I would, but it depends which haunted house. There are many, and I wouldn't say yes to all of them. But if it was just like, you know, like a low-level haunted house, yeah, definitely.
Not willingly. Not willingly at all. Like, something would have to, like... I don't do peer pressure, so peer pressure wouldn't work on me. Money would not work on me. Like, I would not willingly spend a night... Like, I would have to be possessed by a ghost already and go to, like, that haunted house. That's the only way that I would go. Because I don't mess with spirits. That's... no. Don't mess with that, okay? Don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. To be honest, I don't really believe in ghosts, so yeah, sure. And if I get haunted, then I'll know. It's like, hey, ghosts are real. Proven.
I feel like I would have to go with... I think based on numbers alone, I'd probably go 3 World War Z, even though they're really fast, and like that honestly terrifies me. Like, fast zombies shouldn't be allowed. Like, that should not, that is not. I like the slow creep of a zombie, so, but I think 30 slow creeping zombies in a room, like, how big is this room? I'm gonna already be swarmed. Whereas at least with the 3, I could hopefully like dodge and like maneuver. Not that I'm like good at any of that, but I feel like I could take 3 as opposed to 30, regardless of how fast they're moving. If it was like 3 World War Z and like 10 Walking Dead, I'd probably go Walking Dead. That's kind of like my baseline there, because I think I could probably like outmaneuver 10 slow and 3 fast. Yeah.
So it's gonna take a lot, like I'm assuming you're using bare hands here. It's gonna take a lot of energy to kill 30 zombies as opposed to 3, although those 3 are, you know, crazy fast and like way more feral, but you know, you gotta go with the 3 because again, it's only 3 and it would take less energy to kill those 3 than 30 with your bare hands. If there was a weapon involved, I'd go with the 30 because it's just like a chopping mill. Those Walking Dead zombies just keep coming.
30 from The Walking Dead, so we can do, you know, circle dance.
Either way, this is kind of a trick question because you're gonna use the same exact energy fighting off 3 World War Z zombies, you know, the same as you would be fighting 30 Walking Dead zombies. Either way, I would probably end up dead.
Neither? None. None of the above. Hard no. Hard hard no. I can't do zombies. I can't remember what the phobia is called, but I swear I have a phobia of zombies. Because I cannot watch, like, I can't watch zombie movies. Resident Evil, I can do. I can do the weird mutated stuff with the gore and the craziness. I don't even bat an eye at that, but you give me a walking corpse and I'm like, peace, I'm out. Mm-mm. If I legitimately was stuck in a room with zombies, I'd probably find a way to end my life as quick as possible because I really don't want that experience. That got really dark really fast, but like, no, I would stay in a haunted house over a room of zombies. There you go. That's your answer. I would stay at a haunted house over a room of zombies. Listen, I've watched enough Supernatural. I can protect myself in a haunted house. Zombies, no bueno. Mm-mm. No. Nope. You wouldn't catch me dead there.
From what I've seen, the World War Z zombies are really, really fast. And the zombies from The Walking Dead, I feel like you could just kill them with anything. Like at this point, you could take a stick of butter, shove it through their head, and they'd be like, So, I guess I should be asking, how big is that room? But in any case, 30 zombies from The Walking Dead.
If my friend is possessed by the devil, I will fucking ask him how hell is, you know? What's it like, you know? Is there a special spot for me there, you know? Ask for a little hookup, ask for a nice spot. Right beside the throne.
I'd like to give the hero answer by, finding a rope or something, tying you up, and then looking for a priest to help exorcise the demon. But truth is, I'm getting the out of there. If you got possessed, the devil is strong. It's probably gonna go after me next. You can die, but I'm not gonna run away. Bye.
You know what she did?
I'm trying to think, because they're honestly, like, I'm trying to remember for anything where I've seen somebody possessed by the devil, like in a movie, like specifically the devil and not a demon. And I feel like at that point, you're just kind of like screwed. Like, is there something you can do? Besides, like, if we're like super fictional, call like the Winchesters, because I know like they're really good with dealing with the devil because like they got their angel friends and like Castiel's gonna come and it's a whole thing. But besides that, I feel like if the devil's really like there to play, like if he's showing up, like game over at that point. Maybe like salt circle, like hold a crucifix. Like I probably would like sell my soul and be like, please don't hurt me, devil. I will be your buddy. And we'll just continue to be friends and you can just be the devil and like chill and like watch some Netflix and be buddies. Did I just offer to Netflix and chill with the devil? Like, that's weird. That's not the implication there. It's definitely, no thank you.
This is the easy one. I would probably cut that person out of my life and be like, yeah, we had a good run, but we're not friends anymore. Yep. Okay, bye.
Just run, but I can't. So I just play dead.
First thing I do is talk to that guy, because if that's a devil, who's ever talked to the devil? That'd be cool to talk to the devil, Just don't sign any paperwork, don't get into any deals with him or anything, I wouldn't mind. Best case scenario, hey, you got a friend in the devil. Worst case scenario, yeah, I guess you're doomed, but whatever, get a cool conversation out of it. Story to tell.
I'd probably interview the devil. Like, I have questions for him. Like, I wanna know more. Like, if the devil exists, that means that hell exists, right? Which means that there has to be an opposing force, or like, is something else going on? I want to solve these questions for people. I would also ask if heaven is frozen or hot, because these are the questions that you ask. That's why.